so no eye contact. And the other thing that I'm working with dogs, even with the dog that I just had out, remind me of that dog's name? Trigger, yes. Even with Trigger, I'm always prepared for the worst, like I talked about in my thing. And so I'll have enough leash on the dog that if this dog decided to come after me, I could step away and hold the dog out. So there's a lot of subtleties that I do when I'm working with dogs that probably aren't clear to you guys. Not that it matters. But again, if I can let you guys inside my brain a little bit and teach you how I'm doing things, it might help you. So like when I'm working with the dog here, if you watch like where my hand is on the leash, if she decided to like get freaked out and try to bite me and run away, I have enough leash where I could step away. And I'm always prepared for that. Does anybody have any questions on this before I keep rambling? Okay. Say it again?
When is it too much for them?
Good question. Good question. So what I would be looking for is like her actively, like when she was going after Stephanie, like, I gotta go. And she was like going to the bathroom on herself, pooping, peeing because she's scared. That would be too much. It's okay, let's try it again at a different location. Anytime a dog, like their body shuts down before their mind makes that decision, that's when I'm like, okay, this isn't beneficial. You know what I mean? Like if their body involuntarily shuts down out of fear, I'm not going to, you know what I mean? So like that's the point where I'm like, okay, this isn't gonna be good. Let's try this again in the small room with me and Stephanie. But like right now, she's just like, she's more freaked out by her environment than she is with people. It's not a people thing that you have to worry about. It's more, she's just in a new environment. So if she was on a routine with somebody, you would find her opening up a lot faster. And right now she's just in a really stressful environment. Good girl. So like if you see her tongue, right guys, so you see her mouth. So as I'm petting her, I'm not petting her to pet her, I'm petting her to temperament test her. So if she were to shut her mouth and get stiff, I would move away. I'd say, okay, that's too much. So I'm giving her a temperament test of like how, right now, all she's telling me is like, I'm a nervous dog and I don't know where the hell I am. And I'm okay with that. That's acceptable. But she's not aggressive. She just needs a quiet home to relax in, go for a walk. And she'll get used to her people when she does. That's the only, you know, we have, Beth, what are you doing? So did you see her? Yeah, so that all changed. So I got a little bit lower to her face. She didn't become aggressive, but that was preset signs of, remember the picture that I showed you guys earlier of the ears back and the kid in their face? Those, like if I were to, like if you guys were to, if somebody was interested in her from seeing this video, and they would come in and go in her face and grab her face, like somebody did with Rocky, I think. And I'm like, yeah, anybody could have just looked at that dog's behavior and said, that's not a good idea. And like, I would just say like, she's just a very, like if I handed the leash off to anybody else in here, she'd be fine. As long as you were neutral, as long as you weren't like doing anything that I, wasn't doing. So just dog behavior 101 is like evaluating this dog. She's stressed. She doesn't know where she is, who she's being handled by, and she hasn't been home in how long? How long has she been at the shelter?
We give her 6 months.
6 months, and then prior to that, she was running for 3-ish, 5. So just think of her state of mind. She hasn't had a home in almost a year that we know of. Who knows what would have happened before, how long she's been traveling, what abuse she's been taken. And I say that a lot of times is, a dog that's in this state of mind, we could be very grateful for her not being a complete psychopath because some person, beat her, kicked her, tried to poison her, kicked her downstairs, whatever, and she's like this. More, hats off to you. You've completely overcome humanity and you're making a decision to be nervous and not aggressive. We don't know. When I get dogs in that have been adopted and we don't, like a lot of dogs come from Louisiana. They make tractor trailer trips up with trucks. That's a tongue twister. But they'll take we hear a lot of dogs down south, down south, down south, down south. A lot of times they're just like mountain cur mixes that have a high energy and people just can't handle them. But anyway, we don't know. Good girl. Good. And so for her, like if this was my dog in my facility, lots of exercise, lots of positivity, not a lot of contact with people you don't know, and just finding a person for her to, and she would do really good. Like I said, I don't know what you guys do as far as fostering goes, but if you can find somebody that can give her a walk every day, that she would do much. You'd see her come around a lot faster than at the shelter, because at the shelter she was like literally like Sarah McLaughlin, like SPCA commercial stuff, like sitting there like crying, like shaking, oh my gosh. And she's never going to get out of that state of mind in that environment, which, you know what, it's better than being dead. It's better than being euthanized. So I'm not saying that that's a bad alternative. I'm just saying if she had an environment that she can kind of retire in or just relax in, I don't think she'd cause anybody harm. Does she eat okay? Does she? Good. What a sweetheart. So that's like how I would do it, is I would get like chicken, beef, high reward stuff, even raw, just completely like, I love that stuff. And then just put a bowl down, she eats it. Put a bowl down, she eats it. Put a bowl down, she eats it. Then she'll have no choice but to look at me and then say, you know what? You're not so bad, mister. And then we would start that relationship. And that's how you would do it, slow and steady with a dog like this, because she's not aggressive. She just, and you know, like she's not like, get me out of here. She's just like, who are all of you and why am I here? Imagine how overwhelming this is for a dog who's been on, you know, feral and then put in a shelter full of barking dogs. And we don't know, this dog could have had a, you know, American dream home somewhere and they just booted her because they were allergic or something. Who knows? And now she's like, what the hell? What did I do? Very sweet. And so see how she's just like, what? Who are you guys? And she's good with dogs. Yeah, so like somebody who has another dog, that just needed, you know, just wanted to give this dog a good home. And that's for anybody out in the videos.